Somewhere you said time may be running out for humanity, so I'm wondering if you think that's true.
Well, that's a really deep question. You do like to ask deep questions. I appreciate that. It's so glad you're doing this book. Wow, it's going to be a great book.
Thank you.
And most people don't ask me such thoughtful and deep questions, and they're not nearly as prepared as you are. So getting back to your question, would you repeat it?
You said time may be running out for humanity. But then you said you're optimistic, so I'm not sure what you're thinking.
In an extreme case, for example, we could annihilate large segments of the world, including ourselves, through nuclear war, or promoting excessive climate change, and associated disruption of, quote, civilization, and people literally tearing on each other, having us revert to our potential primal instincts. However, and so this could really hurt the planet and hurt our species. However, is it a, quote, end to our species? Well, and is it even an end to the Earth? It depends upon your perspective. See, if you take a broader perspective, that there is no death, there's only transformation.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are not extinct. They are extinct in physical form on the Earth, but in the greater living energy universe, they're not extinct. As long as photons exist, as long as information and energy exists, they, in their essence, have continued to exist. They may be, quote, evolving. We have a very limited view as to what all of this means, and that's part of why I say this has been in a Precognitive revolution, because if you really think about what it would mean that there is, for example, there's no death, there's only transformation, and that you can have both recycling and re-opportunities, you end up becoming more hopeful both for the species and the universe, even if we engage in tremendous self-destruction and cause each other tremendous pain and suffering. On the one hand, in terms of the short-term material, yes, I'm very concerned. But from a larger, bigger picture, I keep asking myself the question, well, is there some, quote, greater purpose for this? Are we, so to speak, at a fork in the road?
What we're about to do tomorrow is never before done in the history of science. And it has never been the case before that a group of pioneering mediums are teaming together with a group of scientists in a university that really believes in the idea that any important question that is meaningful for people should be asked in an open fashion. Tomorrow we are going to have a marathon. In the morning we are going to do the naturalistic experiment. It is a mediumship demonstration experiment. Demonstration means we are not addressing the how it works. We are addressing to what extent does it, quote, work. During the experiment, you will be recording your electrocardiogram, your heart waves, and your electroencephalogram, or your brain waves.
What is that?
That increases the conductivity. These data might tell us something about how a medium's heart and brain are connecting with the sitters during a reading. For sometime between 10 and 15 minutes, you and this person will sit together, and you will do whatever you do in your own way.
Don't start doing anything yet, because
We've added these controls to the experiment to ensure that you and the subject have never met. There will be no eye contact, so a screen will separate you. The sitter will give you only yes or no answers. You will share no information with the other mediums.
Don't share a word of anything until the entire thing is over.
Now, during the reading, the sitter will make subjective judgments rating the extent to which they personally feel that you are making a recognizable contact with a specific deceased loved one. We have had quite a day today. Just to review what happened, there were 6 people that were listed as possible visitors. Every one of them was observed at least once. In addition to these 6, 8 people and 1 dog came through. The mediums were virtually identical in their average performance. This graph shows the average ratings over the 5 mediums for each of the 6 deceased people that the sitter was expecting to possibly be there. The sun came through, you will see, virtually a 5, which means every single person received information about the sun. Preliminary analyses of the heart-brain data indicate that the medium's brain is registering the subject's heart, while the medium's heart is disconnecting with the subject's heart. These findings are consistent with the hypothesis that during a reading, the medium is disconnecting from the sitter and possibly connecting with the deceased. This experiment does not tell us how this phenomenon occurs. What it does strongly suggest, to put it mildly, is that there is a phenomenon, and that it can be replicated, and that it has very deep significance. We hope this is a beginning, a new beginning for this work.
To tell you the truth, I was, as a technical term, I was quote blown away by the accuracy. I was completely surprised. This experiment involves Christopher going to sleep each night and then dreaming about where he would be taken the next day. And he would record his dreams. All of this was recorded on digital videotape.
Yep.
And then the information, which was held in secret envelopes that were randomly sorted and were kept in California. An envelope would be opened in California, and I would be told for the first time where we were going.
Right.
So, at the time that this information was being received, of course, the truth was I had no idea where we were going to go on any given day. The same was with Christopher. And day after day, he received highly specific information that was related to the process of going to the site, information at the site, and then continued information for the rest of the day, even though the experiment was, so to speak, officially completed.
So in other words, he had lucid, logical, cogent dreams that the night before he was taken to a secret location of those locations. He saw in advance where he couldn't possibly have known consciously where he was going to be taken.
That's correct. Now also, you should understand that if he had gotten, for example, even 5 out of 10 correct, it would have been extraordinary. And he was expecting that if he did well, that's what would happen. It just so happens that he was, quote, in the zone, you might say. He was very motivated, as was I, to push his talent to the extreme. That he was actually accurate 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. What the heck is going on?
Well, of course, the truth is that nobody knows it. However, it has been long known, actually throughout recorded history, that certain individuals have what are called precognitive dreams. That is, they can, quote, see the future. And the question has been, are they, quote, if you would, reading the minds of people who are potentially perpetrating a crime, are they, quote, tapping into, information in the universe about past, present, and future in some sort of way, or are they actually receiving intelligent assistance from people who have died, as well as more highly intelligent sources that would provide this information? And by the way, at this point, all the hypotheses are plausible.
I live my life feeling gratitude and blessings. And most scientists have not had the privilege and the opportunity to grow in a spiritual way at the same time they were growing as a research scientist. I've been fortunate to be able to do both and to have experience with demon called real magic. In fact, I would say a good 90% of the sculptures and artifacts you can see behind me, they all have a story. Most of them have names, and they are reminders of synchronicity and special
events that happen in our lives. And that's saying a lot. It's saying, this is one of the reasons I wrote this book. This notion of gratitude, it's hard to not become, to grow in this area and feel ever more thankful for everything, whether it's being able to see or hear, or whether it's being able to move, or whether it's being able to think, or, the simplest things, let alone the more sophisticated opportunities. I've recently, with special people, well, sometimes I sign my name, I always type out the word blessings, whether it's cheers and blessings, or best blessings, or hugs and blessings, or whatever, but it's always blessings. It's that feeling, and I always type it out, so I remember, and I recently, with certain people who know me, I will use an acronym. I'll sign my name, EGG, which stands for Eternally Grateful.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like that.
Anyway, I thought that you need to include it in the book, or I'm just sharing it, because the notion of being able to experience gratitude, bridging science and spirituality is very precious.
And I'm very grateful that we've had this time to talk. It's been fascinating and wonderful, and I'm deeply grateful.
Certain individuals, and let me just Would you repeat?